Welcome back to the channel. It is me, your pal Sal, and today we are once again talking about Flash games. If you aren't aware, this is the second part in what is going to be a 5-part series in which I go through and play 100 different Flash games. It's not integral that you go and watch the first part, but if you want more of this, there is a first part. There were quite a few interesting entries. We're about 20 games in at this point. We're going to do another 20. We're using this wheel here to randomly select which game we're going to play next, as well as a tier list to figure out which ones are good and which ones are stinky, like your mum's pussy. If you don't know what a Flash game is, Flash games are small browser games made with Adobe Flash Player. Done. Out of the way. Now, if you will join me on this nostalgic journey back through time, I say we dive straight into it and get into game number 1. We're starting off with one of the few powerhouses of Flash here. Toss the Turtle was a very big success. Definitely one of the biggest, if not probably the biggest, physics launching games. We played Kitten Cannon in the last video, which I think was the first ever launching game. So how does Toss the Turtle hold up? Toss the Turtle, released in 2009, is a widely successful physics launching game. It's most certainly a lot more violent than Kitten Cannon. Same premise though. You use this cannon, choosing your angle degrees and cannon power to absolutely fucking obliterate this turtle into space, in which case you can hit either bombs, spikes, machine guns, little bouncy guys, birds, flying bombs, sky spikes, cars, money bags, and ammo packs. That's right, ammo pack. Because in this game, you also get a gun in which you can use to constantly keep shooting the turtle to keep him up in the sky. This is definitely a very nice change of pace from other launcher games and a way to keep it fresh and actually engage you in the gameplay. In this one, you actually also get jetpacks that you can buy. Obviously, once clicking them, it just automatically flies you very far and a little high. Now the cannon themselves, the jetpacks, and the guns are all upgradable. You can buy different ones. Obviously the upgraded cannons shoot you further, as do the jetpacks, and the guns, depending which ones you get, will either have a lot more ammo or a lot more power behind their shots. I always go for the SMG because it's got a lot of ammo and you can just keep fucking juggling this turtle forever. You can also get a chest bomb and a nuke as one-use items, and you can launch this turtle quite literally into space. You can also earn medals / achievements, which is quite nice. And is that holy shit? In the last video, I was talking about this side-scroller beat-em-up game that I played as a kid, and I couldn't remember the name. They collabed with that game. What the fuck? This purple dude is from the game I was talking about. If only I had played this in the last video. Luckily, however, Silent Shadow from my Discord actually came out and told me the name of the game. Thank you so much. I'm gonna add that to the end of the video. So technically we're doing 21 games this video, because I'll add that on as a bonus because I really want to play it, just for me. That out of the way, holy shit, this game's really good. I talked previously in the last video about how much I love these launcher games and how obsessed with them I used to be. This is definitely one of the better ones. This is probably one of the best ones. I had a great time with it. Like I said, the gun mechanic, very smart. Fuck, dude, this game is violent. There's a lot of blood. Every time I hit the spikes, I felt genuinely a little bad. I felt it. Very big success story, came out on mobile as well. So I'm sure they made big bucks from this, so hell yeah. I feel like this gets a very obvious S for me. I don't think any of the other physics launching games are going to come close to this. Will game number 2 hold up? Probably not. Let's find out. We're not going to spend too much time on this one because we actually covered Frontiers in the last video. Literally, the only difference between the two games is that this one doesn't have the heroes that Frontiers does. Other than that, their games are pretty much fucking identical. Kingdom Rush, very, very popular. Everyone loves Kingdom Rush. We still have the same 4 towers: Archer, Mage, Bomber, and Armory. You still earn points to put towards a skill tree after every round. And for me, the biggest thing differentiating this from other tower defense games is the ability to start the next round early to earn extra points. Like I said, we're not wasting too much time on this one because we've already reviewed Frontiers, and they are shockingly identical. I didn't realize how fucking similar they were. Seeing as though we gave Frontiers an S+, the only difference really is that Frontiers had the heroes and this one doesn't. Guess S-? I don't know. It feels weird to do an S back to back, but I mean, it's Kingdom Rush. I feel like even those people on that remote island that are still waving sticks around have played a Kingdom Rush game before. So yeah, you know what? S- seems fair. S-, fuck you. No more wasting time on this shit. Next game.
Yoink.
Territory War is an interesting one. It's essentially a team-based, round-based strategy game where you control 3 of your own characters using action points to move them or use a weapon such as a gun, boot, or grenade, and your entire objective is to just take out the enemy team before they take you out. You can play this through campaign against CPU. Slight issue though, the CPU is fucking retarded. They're either going to shoot the floor, even if you're right in front of them, or blow themselves up, just helping you win. So it kind of takes the fun out of it when all the CPU act like disabled infants. That being said, you can also play a custom match with player versus player, essentially just passing it along to your friend if they're with you. You've also got a challenge mode, which is pretty fun. I played the first 2, which were essentially just throwing grenades trying to hit the rings. It was pretty fun. I kind of suck at it though, because I'm usually the one with balls going on my ring. Look, the game's alright. I didn't have a friend with me to play it with, because I am lonely, so I was just fighting against these geriatric CPU. Got boring pretty quick. Pretty easy game, but it is fun. I remember playing this with friends in school, and I remember it being really fucking fun. So I'm going to give this 2 separate scores. One for if you're playing alone, and one if you're playing with your friend, which I feel like I probably should have done from the start. That being said, if you're playing alone, like a D+. D+, honestly, it's not that great. If you're playing with friends though, if you're playing with friends, get ready to absolutely demolish them in real life. Because this is the type of game that would ruin friendships. Easily an A- if you're playing this with a friend. Also, the ability to be able to name your own squad and characters, that has never been used for anything good. But yeah, that's the overall. We're gonna go with the A- because that, for me, the real way to play this game is with a friend, not on your own. It's got that option there for losers like me. That's all. That's it. Next one. Now, we actually covered Raise 2 in the previous video, so if you want a more in-depth analysis on Raise in general, I would go check out that video first, because we're just going to go through the key differences here between 1 and 2. First thing I noticed, you actually get to customize your character's look, their name, and even their personality, so what they say during your matches. Definitely a nice way to make it feel more personalized to the player, although one thing that's missing from 1, but is in number 2, is the ability to upgrade your abilities and weapons, as well as get different skins and whatnot for those weapons through earning money and credits by playing. Those are the only 2 real differences I can see. All the guns are still pretty much the same. Still feels really good. I honestly thought that Raise 1 might even be better than Raise 2, but after playing it, honestly, it's on par. I gave Raise 2 an S-, and I feel like that's what Raise 1 deserves as well. There you go, back-to-back S- for Raise. Good job. I don't want to waste too much time talking about Raise, so if you want to hear more of this rambling, check out this video. I yap about it quite a bit. Let's go! Jack Smith is made by the same people that made the Papa Pizzeria franchise thing. So being a game made by the same people that have a habit of creating the same game with a different layer of skin over it 20 different times, you're never gonna believe what this game is. That's right, it's Papa's Pizzeria, but instead, you build weapons. Although they do actually innovate with this title a little bit. After building either swords, bows, axes, shields, or spears for your adventurers, you send those adventurers off to fight monsters, earning money which can be used to buy parts in the shops, or those parts can be earned through your adventurers killing monsters, depending on how well you forge those weapons for the adventurers. You can also just kind of stroll along with them and blow up the enemies with cannons to help, just lurking in the background. Constructing these weapons just involve a bunch of melting, pouring, beating, stretching, constructing and painting. You have a variety of different ores you can use, from copper, bronze, iron, steel, gold, and crystal. And certain weapon parts are effective against certain enemy types, because there are specific enemy types that you will come across. So not only do you have to juggle building the equipment in a timely and effective manner, but you also have to figure out what parts and what order to use to continue progressing through the waves of monsters each day. It's certainly a little different compared to the Papa's franchise. I will say I enjoyed it a lot more actually, which is tough to say because I fucking loved Papa's Pizzeria growing up. No, not because I'm Italian, you fuck. There was just a lot more to do in this game, which was nice. Although you couldn't in this one go as fucking crazy with what you're creating, like in something like Papa's Pizzeria, where you can just create an absolute abomination of a pizza. In this one, if you biff it, you just kind of get a wonky sword. Sort of like trying to stick your dick in a blender. I'm gonna have to give Jack Smith a high A, and depending on what mood I'm in, we'll see how Papa's Pizzeria fares when I come across it. That being said, pretty fun game. Go check it out if you haven't already. Next game! We're on our third sequel in 6 games, and this one fucking sucks. Not because the game itself is bad, but because the only difference is that they've added bird hunting. The core gameplay, the exact same. You still got your versus human and your versus CPU. They've just added an extra game mode, which is kind of fun, I guess, for about a minute. This is gonna be a short one, a very short one. I think in my last video I gave Bowman a D+. I guess technically this is an improvement because it does have an extra game mode. So technically, I guess this gets a C-. Even when I played Bowman 1, I didn't have much to say about it. I have even less to say about this. Like I said, go watch the first video if you want to hear me talk a little more about it. Next game. We got our second physics launching game of the video, except this one is nowhere near as violent. This is a lot more kid friendly. You take control of this little penguin fella, and your entire objective, like in Toss the Turtle, is to get as far as you can, and using the money you earn to upgrade various things like ramp height, acceleration, air resistance, your glider, rocket, and rocket fuel. Learn to Fly isn't as in-depth as Toss the Turtle, however it does implement different stages which are essentially just ramp heights, which you unlock via achievements here on the side, which also give you big money packets. The game is really simple. Unfortunately, we can't commit war crimes in this one, and unfortunately the cute little animal isn't absolutely screaming for help, but it's certainly still a pretty decent, fun physics launching game. It was also a lot shorter than Toss the Turtle. It only took me around about 20 minutes to fully complete. There is Learn to Fly 2 on this list as well, which I'm praying is going to be a lot better. I say that because the sequels we've been getting so far, barely different. Unfortunately, I cannot give this as high of a score as Toss the Turtle because that is just peak. However, I think everyone's played Learn to Fly before. It's super popular. Plus, penguins are fucking adorable. Much better than turtles. So it gets an easy, high B. It's a high B. It's pretty good. Could be better. Could be better. There's room for improvement. Give the penguin a gun and then talk to me. Defender Castle is an interesting one. Released in 2008, the graphics are definitely with the times. It's essentially just a round-based horde survival game. You start off by just picking up these little fellas and launching them into the heavens, only to watch them come splattering back down, Icarus style. And stage by stage, you earn more money, which you can then use to either fortify or rebuild your walls, or start work on the upgrades, like getting archers, giant fucking bombs, even an actual death ray from God himself, all to counteract the enemies that are coming at you faster as each stage goes by, from your normal human running fellas to some battering ram guys logging around some big hard wood I know neither me nor you can relate, or these big giant fellas which you cannot pick up because they're fat as fuck. That we can relate to. The game is fun. Unfortunately, my version of it was bugged as fuck. None of the upgrades actually worked even when I bought them. Fortifying the walls, nothing happened. When I bought archers and the church and everything, I didn't get the upgrades. All I could do was just keep flicking them around, which was fun, but after a while my wrist started to feel like I'd been jacking it for about 12 hours straight, which unfortunately I'm no longer used to because I have a girlfriend. I know, don't boo me too hard. I'm still a true blue gooner right here. Don't get me wrong though, I looked up the game to refresh my memory because I know I've played this before, so I'm going to score this fairly based on what the game actually is, not the bugged out version I got. I wouldn't really say it's super replayable, nor is it going to really stay fun for too long, but I can certainly see someone dumping a solid 20 to 30 minutes into this game and it's satisfying their boredom. I think this is a pretty well-deserved C+, so fuck yeah, that sounds fair to me. C+. Can we all agree on that? Too fucking bad. Portal, the Flash version, is exactly what it sounds like. It essentially takes the core mechanic of Portal, being the Portal mechanic, and puts it into a 2D side-scroller platforming game. A little bit of interesting lore here. This version of Portal was so popular among the Portal community itself that not only did the entire game get remade in 3D as a map pack on Portal, but some of those maps were actually used in an official Portal title, Portal Still Alive, which was an Xbox 360 Live Arcade exclusive edition of Portal released in 2008. So it's safe to say that this title is actually super fucking iconic. I don't think the average person knows what this is, but Portal fans are definitely familiar with this title. You have about 40 levels here in this game to complete. I got to about round 15 before I got stuck because I'm fucking retarded. Now I'm sure if unlike me you have half a brain cell, you'd be able to breeze through this game and have a great time doing it. Like I've said in previous videos, I am not a puzzle guy. I have a barely functioning brain as it is. Let's not try and strain it any further. I'm proud that I got almost halfway through the game. Just let me have it. I've actually never heard of this until now, and I've never played it until now, so this was a really cool experience, especially learning about the lore. This, for me, was really cool, and I can see the insane appeal and why Valve themselves even incorporated some of these maps into an official Portal game. Because of the insane success story that this has, it feels only right that this deserves an S. Never in my entire life did I expect a puzzle game to be getting an S from me. That being said, I hope I never have to play a puzzle game again. Next game.
Wow.
Castaway is a top-down RPG. Your entire objective, essentially, is to just run around, complete quests. Through these quests, you get stuff like gold, better equipment, potions, abilities, and EXP. You can also get these little pets. I got this little booger fella right here. And the combat itself is just real-time turn-based, so very reminiscent of something like Adventure Quest. No matter how hard I try, I just can't fucking escape this style of game, man. In the bottom right corner, you got your UI for your inventory, player stats, active quests, turning your map on and off, and your egg hatch status. Because yes, you can hatch eggs in this game. In this sort of communal base area, you've got your pet shelter to hatch said eggs, a general store to buy potions and antidotes, a traveler's den where you save and heal, a blacksmith to buy equipment, mercenary guild, and a mage guild, which is for your different quests. Speaking of the traveler's den and saving your game, be sure to do that because if you die, it ends the entire game. There is no auto save, you have to start from scratch. I learned this the hard way. Hi, yes, I moved mid video. Deal with it. The game was fine, it got pretty boring, but that's just because I'm kind of sick of this style of game. Also, comparative to other Flash games, this is a long-term game. This is more of an actual game, just used with the Adobe Flash Player, as opposed to your short-form play and throw-away Flash games as we're used to. And I have the attention span of a cracked-out iPad kid. Ironically enough, I used to fucking love this game as a kid, and I played it a lot. So it's safe to say that over the years, my attention span has just... The game's fine though, there's a lot of equipment variety. That fucking save function though, fuck you. Any game that has the function where you have to save, otherwise you just go straight back to the start, makes me want to punch kick cat out the window. That's right, I'm looking at you, Noodles. Pretty good though, if you have the time and the commitment to play this game, it's definitely really good. And I found out there's a fucking sequel to this, which I did not know. So let's get the solid A-. Not bad. Next game. Strike Force Heroes just feels like a different version of Raze, which I'm not really complaining about because it's fucking banging. You've got your soldier customization, being able to choose between 4 different classes. You've got Medic, Assassin, Commando, and Tank. Each have different weapons, skills, and kill streaks that you can unlock through that class by leveling up said class. And the game has your campaign, challenge mode, and quick matches. Although the campaign's pretty short, it's only got 15 levels, but the map designs in this are fucking sick. For example, you got this crazy flying plane map, which is awesome. Once you die, you just go fucking launching away. And the game's also got your medals and achievements. Even down to the actual different game modes itself, it's Raze. I will say, unfortunately, it kind of played better than Raze. I'm a big Raze glazer until the day I die, but I'm gonna make a very controversial decision right now. I gave Raze 1 and 2 both S-. I unfortunately enjoyed this even more than Raze. So for me personally, this gets a middle S. I played the assassin class pretty much the whole time because I thought snipers are cool. I used to play snipers all the time in Black Ops 2. And you know what? The snipers are really good. They're great if you can hit your headshots. I'm a little retarded, but I was too stubborn, so I was stuck with that shit. But getting headshots in this game is so satisfying. It's, oh my god. It felt better than getting backshots from a 6-foot goth girl in the alleyway. Decision 2 is a top-down shooter. You essentially just go through the map unlocking new areas to complete your missions, ranging from recon, cleanup, tower capture, assault position, etc. And doing these missions gives you more money, and you can use this money to get other weapons like pistols, shotguns, rifles, bazookas, all which you can upgrade, along with abilities as well, like sprinting, rage, engineering, and taunting. During your missions, you have additional tasks like clearing the remaining zombies or capturing specific locations. And there's also a bunch of different zombie types, like normal, knife zombies, crowbar zombies, which will fucking peg it right at your head, and sewer lizard zombies, which, okay. You can also get achievements, which will contribute to your overall score in the game, which you can then share to other people to flex on them. For the second one in the series, I expected it to be a little more complex. It's really simple. It is basic as fuck. Still pretty fun though. I had a great time with it. There's something about watching the zombies turn into red paste on the ground that just really gets me going. The things actually take a while to get money and upgrades, so you could play this for a while. Replayability wise, I guess if you really like top-down shooters, hell yeah, you could play this over and over again autistically. I'll stick to shit like Hotline Miami, aka the greatest furry game of all time. Overall though, Really good game. Nothing crazy though, so I'm not going to give it a super high score. It gets like a B+. A B+ is fair. We do have the first one on this list. I'm starting to regret putting sequels on because I can't see there being much of a difference. We'll see though, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am a stupid idiot head. Stupid idiot head with a degree in games. That was a bad decision. I should not have got that degree. Doodle Devil is essentially just the evil version of the much more popular Doodle God. Your entire objective is that you have a bunch of elements with these different subcategories beneath it, and you are combining these subcategories to create more things and more elements, and just keep combining and creating, and it gets bigger and bigger. Of course, we're the evil version this time, so we're creating shit like lust, gluttony, Cthulhu, demons, death, life, and zombies. Although it wouldn't let me combine stuff like corpse and sex and beast and sex, which in my head those are pretty gnarly sins, but I guess that wouldn't be too appropriate for the children. Damn children always ruining games. I loved Doodle God as a child, and I do remember playing a bit of Doodle Devil, but not enough. It was fine. It was fine. It was like a smaller little bite-sized version of Doodle God. I don't know if this is technically a sequel. I know there's Doodle God 2, so I guess we'll count this as a spin-off. Although my little pea brain kept getting stuck and having to use the hint option. You only have 100 different things to combine and create, and once you start getting towards the end, yeah, it gets real tedious and annoying. But the first half of the game is always super fun. I had a lot of fun with it. There's not much replayability. I think once you've completed it, yeah, there's no point in doing it again. I don't know why they wouldn't let me have necrophilia and bestiality, but I'm disappointed. So for that fact, this game gets a B+ as well. 2 B+ in a row. It was pretty good. Add necrophilia and bestiality, and then come back to me. This might be an A+. Stickman RPG is exactly what it sounds like. It's a RPG where you play as a stickman, living his life however you please. I started my first run by focusing on my charm and strength, immediately got hit by a car, did a bar fight, took his money, bought some cigarettes, realized I could buy a gun and a knife, we'll keep that for later, hit the gym, went to sleep, realized I was too stupid for an office job, so I went to university to hit the gym, went and blew all my money at the casino, beat someone's ass at the bar, went back for gambling, beat some more ass at the bar, went back to gamble the money, and repeated this until I eventually just died. Alright, maybe getting into bar fights and gambling all the time isn't the best way to live. So, on my second run, I decided to just do the dumb office job. I boosted my intelligence and climbed the corporate ladder all the way up to vice president. This took me way too long. Bought that gun that I wanted earlier, decided to drink a shit ton, go and gamble all the money that I spent so long getting, buy some cocaine, get a skateboard, and try robbing a store multiple times, failing. Every time. Apparently I was just not charming enough. That's right, I couldn't rizz up the police enough to get away with it. I'm sure there's more to this game than I could find myself. However, I spent about 40 minutes playing it, and yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun. Couldn't really figure out what else to do, but it was fine. I didn't win a single time gambling, by the way. This is why I don't gamble in real life. I stick to gambling in video games like a real man. I will say, it was great to be able to just drink, gamble, fight, and buy cocaine. Although I couldn't really find a use for the cocaine, I'm sure there is one. Also, I found out you can just fall off the map. That's pretty cool, I guess. I also found that skateboard way too late into the game, because that would have been really nice when I was just running back and forward from the university, which is on the other side of the map, to my fucking hotel. It wasn't that bad though, and I know a lot of people love this game and are very nostalgic for it. I had a great time. It was definitely better than the last two we just played, so this gets an easy flat A. It was good. I did expect more content, honestly. I know that there's other Stickman RPG games out there. Definitely needs more content. It needs more to do. Next game. This one is essentially just a side-scroller chapter-by-chapter shooter in which aliens have invaded. So you're gonna run around with a gas mask, shooting the fuck out of them. Although you can also throw these enemies, explode a bunch of barrels and cars, climb up pipes or across them. You can find a bunch of other survivors to help you fight against these aliens. And after every stage, there is a safety bunker, in which case you can go to the shop to upgrade or buy new weapons, ammo, gas mask filters, which if you run out, you will die. Some of the other guns include a shotgun, SMG, and a fucking flamethrower. There's also secrets every chapter if you really want to run around and have a look, although there is a time limit, so be careful. There's also this hobo reference I found, so it might be made by the same people. I did not check. The game was pretty good, although the gameplay itself was a bit janky. It was fun to absolutely suplex the aliens once I ran out of ammo. And finding a bunch of different secrets, it's cool. It's a cool little addition. Although you better be investing in ammo every time you're in the bunker because you will run out quick and just have to rely on slamming these motherfuckers into the ground. Although there's plenty of supplies and everything just laying around all the time, so even if you do take a shit ton of damage, like I did, you can heal yourself. No worries, easy peasy. It's pretty decent. Wasn't the greatest. I kind of got bored of after about 20-25 minutes. Would I play it again? Probably not. But for me, this gets a solid flat B. Flat B. It was good. It wasn't like the greatest, especially compared to the other side-scroller shooters on this list. Good lord, it does not hold up. But I like the alien concept because when I first loaded it up, I thought it was going to be zombies, which, you know, most of these Flash games are. That's about all. Next game.
Hey there, it's Josh.
Already on to our second decision game, although this one is medieval. This is still a top-down shooter RPG game. However, instead of a zombie apocalypse in the modern age, instead you're a knight rebuilding and defending a castle against zombies. Although there's actually a lot more variety to these enemies. You got your zombie walker, dog, executor, troll, and a bunch of orc variants as well. The zombies and orcs will actually fight each other, which is pretty cool. Your missions are pretty much the same. You got your scout, your mop up, rebuilding, and training guard. Your weapons are obviously pretty different. In your normal decision game, everything's gun based. In this one, it's mostly melee, so you got your dagger, your longswords, bows, and battle axes. The melee actually kind of fucking sucks, so I just kind of stuck with the bow the whole time. It was kind of OP. Then you got your other abilities as well, like your pickpocketing, engineering, thunder, eagle eye. One thing that I found that was different was you have a ability to choose a different master, aka a different character to play, and you find these masters by just continuing to play the game. So you got your master of armor, pain, wisdom, war. The game was alright. It was essentially decision, but medieval. Who would have guessed? Typically, I am a big softie for the medieval zombie genre mixing together, and it does kind of work in this, but I don't think that the gameplay fits the decision formula. I think you definitely need your long range, which is why I stuck with the bow. The melee just felt way too weak, and you would get hit no matter what. There was no duping them. You know, I couldn't just fucking... No, I was getting fucking plonked on the chin. It wasn't that bad, although a lot of the missions involved the greatest mission type in any game, accompanying some asshole from one spot to the other. Although in this game, you know, they aren't running slower or faster than you, they just kind of follow you, which is nice. It was kind of prevalent in every mission, which was kind of... I gave Decision 2 a B+, and I'm gonna be honest, this is just kind of a worse decision. Making it a medieval game was a bad decision. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Fuck you. This gets a B-. It's still good, but it's just stick with modern era. That's all. Next game. Diggy is essentially a side-scroller roguelike where your entire goal is to just, well, dig. You've got 4 different ground types: easy, medium, strong, and hard. Each are obviously harder to get through with your drill, which is upgradable in the upgrades menu, where you have your equipment like your drill, battery, radar, and also all your different minerals to upgrade their value once you get them. Now your radar you actually use to find hidden treasures, stuff like eggs, oil, dynamite, batteries, flowers, safes, beer, Mona Lisa, coins, a compass, and even more. There's also a bunch of giant hidden structures that you can dig out, like a submarine, a mining truck, fossils. Each will give you a big fucking reward. Obviously, the entire point of this, being a roguelike, is once you run out of battery, you just restart the next day with more money that you earned from the day before to put towards upgrades to get even further and further and further. Now, digging straight down, I thought maybe I'll find something cool, or maybe even end the game. No, you just find a bunch of lava and burn to a crisp. And you don't even get to come back with a luscious white beard. The game was fine. It took me about half an hour and I pretty much beat everything. Obviously, I didn't keep playing until I found all the different structures and hidden treasures and stuff like that, but that would probably take you a solid hour or two. This is most certainly a sit at the back of class and just play this mindlessly type of game. And to be quite frank, mindless games are right up my alley. There's not really much going on upstairs anyway, so being able to turn my brain off and just zone out, it's like second nature. The game was fine, but I think I reached the bottom way too quick. I think there's a lot more that you can do with this, being so bare bones. I think this deserves a well-rounded B. A B. That being said, let's dig our way to the next game. Gotcha! King Drift is super basic. Use your left and right arrow keys to drift around, avoiding the police and SWAT vehicles while essentially just trying to capture the flag. Around the map, you got a bunch of repair icons and money. Over time, more and more police will chase you if you don't try and get them killed by trying to force them to run into each other or run of the many giant boulders just rolling around. If you rode on the short bus like I did, you will just kind of get rolled over all the time, especially when the boulders are rolling up. By the time you notice them, they're pretty much already on top of you like a fat man at Kmart, pinning you down and whispering sweet nothings in your ear while they completely crush your insides. Basically, you just gotta try and survive as much as possible, get all the points that you can, and yeah, I the highest I got was a minute before I just got bored. As a proud member of the no license gang, I'm starting to see why I do have no license, because I fucking suck at this game. Whether it was drifting directly into the popo or acting like a disabled Indiana Jones and not running away from the boulders, I just couldn't survive more than a minute. The game itself is literally bare bones. It is pretty boring. I think I played this for about 5 minutes until I realized that there was nothing else to it. I guess if you're one of those car guys, I don't even think this would be for you. There's nothing really interesting about it. I honestly don't want to waste too much time on this game because it is just so boring. It gets a D-. Fuck this game. There are way better car drifting games out there. Just stay away from this one. If this game is any king, it's Henry VIII because it completely took the fun out of my day. Cody! Do you love customer service? Then do I have the game for you? The concept for this game is very simple. You essentially just are seating customers, taking their order, giving them their order, and grabbing your tip when they leave. The amount of money you earn is based on the accuracy of your order taking and the speed in which you get their food out. And at the end of the day, you can use some of that profit that you made to upgrade things such as your TV, your skates, and seats for comfortability. You do have a quota that you have to hit every single day, and whatever you make over that is what you can put towards your upgrade. And obviously every single day that quota gets more and more and more. There's 3 different stages to this game as well, so once you've fully finished one stage you move on to the next and you get more and more upgrades and you make more and more money and so on and so forth. And this game can be played with one hand. It's just a point and click. A design feature I think they did on purpose because they made this penguin dummy thick. Obviously, everyone already knows that I'm a big fan of penguins, so I love this game. Despite how simple this game is, and trust me, it's fucking simple. I had a lot of fun with it, it was fine. It wasn't exactly game-changing, it didn't blow my mind. But it killed my boredom for half an hour, so can't complain. I only did the first stage because I'm kind of trying to get this video out because it's taken me a while, for reasons I'll explain at the end. But if you went through all the stages, I can see this taking you about an hour or so. I don't see the fun lasting for much longer than what I played, however. The gameplay is extremely repetitive, although it does have that upgrade feature where you can slowly start seeing your dino get more and more upgraded, which tickles a part of my brain that it shouldn't. Scratches an itch that fingers can't reach. It gets like a C+. It's good, but I wouldn't play it again. Autism out of the way, next game. We've made it to the greatest game of all time. Dad and Me is just a side-scroller beat 'em up, very reminiscent of something like Hobo, which we've played before. As we go along, you have to fight a varied roster of enemies. You got your classic bullies, a retard with a helmet that'll charge at you, some Boy Scouts, motherfuckers on quad bikes, ninjas, and of course you got your boss fights every now and again. For example, this big black guy with a gun for some reason. I'm sure this isn't racially motivated at all. They also name all the characters whose ass you're kicking. Absolute bangers like Farter. And of course you got a rage meter that builds up, and once you build that bitch up, you just go Super Saiyan. You can also pick items up and peg them right at people's head. Call it a personal bias all you want. Greatest beat 'em up game of all time. I used to play this fucking game in grade like 4. Like in elementary school, I was playing this game in class. This is before teachers figured out how to block certain websites. I don't know if this is exactly kid friendly. I don't know if I should have been playing it in primary school. I think objectively Hobo is maybe better, but we're not objective on this channel. Hell no. We let personal bias sway us all the time. So this, fuck you, it's an S+. One of the greatest Flash games ever made. And that's that. I'm done. That's all the games for the video. We're done. I'm just gonna talk about why it's taken me like 4 months to finish this video. So if you don't care about that, you can click off right now. See you in the next video. Bye! Alright, for those that stuck around, why did it take me so long? A bit's been going on in life. Not only did I finally finish uni and get a full-time job, I've moved out, gotten a girlfriend. That takes up quite a bit of time. We've been getting a shit ton of storms here, so power outages like every week. So quite a bit's going on. I do apologize for how long this shit took to get out. I won't let it happen again. At least not 4 months. I can't promise that it's going to be monthly like it was before because I do have a partner now and I can't just ignore her to make videos as much as I want to. Just kidding. She watches these videos. I'm going to start aiming for maybe 2 months. Look, just bear with me, patience. I'm a busy guy now. This is just a hobby to me, it's not a job. I would try to do better, but no promises. Fuck you. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Have a great day. I love you. Many kisses. Next video, probably not going to be a Flash Games video. We'll see. I have a lot that I want to do. I have a lot in the pipeline that... Bye.